Hold on. Before buying a new guitar or buying a new amp, simulator, or any other gear, check this one out first. When it comes to good guitar tone, there are a lot of moving parts. Just like your car, we pay more attention to other stuff that makes that tone or the guitar tone that we want to achieve sound the way it does. There's a lot of talks about, cabs, the type of mic you use. Right, scientifically speaking, guitar tones is a combination of a lot of moving parts. It's not just one thing that makes a guitar tone sounds great. The player, the skills, the amp, the microphone, the environment, sometimes the room, and again, the mood. How you play or how you respond to an amp can actually have a huge influence on how your guitar sounds. I could play the exact same notes and have another person play that same exact notes with the same exact amp, and you might feel sound and even resonate differently in a room, in a recording, or in whatever scenario, either on stage or in the studio. And that brings about the point of having so many moving parts and create an awesome guitar tone. It's not just one thing. It's not just an American standard guitar. Like, I thought it was all I needed. I just needed a perfect guitar and I will have that perfect tone. That's not what it is. It's not just having the right amplifier. I have the right amplifier. The part that most of us miss, and just like cars, just having an amazing car is not enough. There's so many moving parts in that car that makes that car that car. You can talk about the engine configuration, the computers, the suspension, the drive shaft, the transmission, the engine, and all this good stuff. They all come together and make that car a perfect car. But all this doesn't matter if your steering wheel is bad. Having good steering wheel and bad suspension still means you have a bad car. So each components have a unique purpose, and all of them are quite intertwined, and they're all connected. And that brings me to the topic of today, which is the audio interfaces that you use when you're recording. I made a video a couple of months ago about, audio interfaces for guitar. You can go back and take a look at that video. In that video, I kind of went over each audio interface that I've used in different phases of my life. And yesterday I was watching an amazing video by Mark Johnston. He's an amazing creator. He's a great YouTuber. He's one of the guys that I love to just hear them share their experience and their journey. He's someone that I've been following for a very long time, and I've seen him grow. So when he's talking from experience, and that resonates with me as well. So yeah, so he was talking about audio interfaces, and I've already made this video even prior to him dropping that video yesterday. His video is kind of connected to the Universal Audio new release, but mine is actually the other way. I own Universal Audio stuff. I have a whole mic set here, so I have nothing with them. I have used Universal Audio equipment in the past. That ecosystem is not just somewhere I want to stay for a lot of reasons. And I will explain that in all the videos. But all this video is about today is that missing part might just be an audio interface when you're trying to create great guitar tones. A few times I will share presets with people and they will, download it and then play, but I'll get questions like, hey, it doesn't sound as clean as yours does. It's not quite. And I'm like, I'm using this guitar. This is my signature and this is what it looks like. And it never occurred to me to kind of ask, so what are you sending your guitar into? Or how are you recording your guitar? Because The way that I record my guitar, like I always tell you, I do zero to no post-production whatsoever, which means whatever I play live is what gets into my camera, it's what gets recorded. Maybe I'll do a little volume boost in post, that's about it. I really don't do any sort of multi-track recording. No, I actually mix and perform on the go. I like that simplicity and I choose to keep it that way, and it's a good workflow for me. Actually, my studio is built around for me to be able to do that. So it's kind of one thing that I stand for, and I just want to be a performer, and I don't want to take away and just try to do. Will I have scenarios where I will have a more polished performance and re-record and multi-track? Of course, there will be scenarios of, but for right now, it's a single performance, one take and one take only. That's why all the mistakes and all the artifacts come into that video, and that's just me being honest and being true to the art, the way I want to present it and the way I want my art to be perceived. So not digressing too much, an audio interface plays an important role when it comes to your guitar tone, piano tone, drums tone, however you want to convert this, because there's a huge conversion going on from your microphone to this, and then sent in terms of ones and zeros into your computer. There's so many moving parts here, but I just want to focus on one, which is the converters, and number two, the preamp. I'm gonna put them together in the same box, even though they don't fit in the same box. But the preamp is what your signal is gonna hit first, and it's gonna boost it up and then convert that to a digital signal and then send it to your computer, and then it gets recorded. If quality is missing in those two stages, then there's gonna be audible loss in quality and in performance, because your amp gives you what you get. Like, it can lie to you in the room. I've had scenarios where my amp sounds a certain way in some venues, and in another venue it will sound perfectly fine. I've had floor monitors sound different, even though they are from the same manufacturer. They will sound a little bit different based on the room that they are in. So but one thing that stays consistent, the ones and zeros that goes from your analog signal into your digital audio interface and then converts to digital to your computer, that stays the same. So if you want a consistent sound, you should try to record yourself more, because the way they sound is the way they're gonna sound in your computers. It's okay if there's no budget for it. There are a few other audio interfaces that has a quality without breaking the bank. I know this might not be one of those because that's almost $2,000. Right behind me, I have been using the Antelope Audio Zen Quadro. I think I paid around $425 for it on sale on eBay, and I've been using that for the last month. I have not missed much from this $2,000 audio interface compared to that, which is a quarter of that price. So at certain price level, you can still get good quality audio interfaces, and that's something you don't want to cheap out on, which is why I kind of upgraded my studio, not just because I want more quality, but because I need a simpler and a more robust workflow for my studio. So without talking too much, let's get into what I have today. So one of the reasons I actually got this unit here is because of the I/O. 8 inputs, 2 monitor out, 4 8 out, which I will probably never use. And this reamp right here, this is impeccable. Of cable management to do here, so I'll be back. Okay, one of the biggest challenges here is the drivers. I have an M1 Mac, and the Thunderbolt will not work until you do some kernel edits and change your security options. I'll leave a link here on the steps. You have to enter recovery mode to be able to use a Thunderbolt. But after you're done with that, you should be good. But I just want to point that out. It's been like 20 minutes, and I see why a lot of people complain about Antelope Audio, but I think this is just standard security stuff with Apple M1 chips. So yeah, because the USB 2.0 works, and it works perfectly. The only problem is getting the Thunderbolt to work, and that's what I've been kind of battling for the last couple of hours. For some reason, I didn't have that same problem with Universal Audio stuff with the Thunderbolt 3. So I'm not sure what the difference is here, but yeah. And voila, it's working. After all the steps, so you just gotta be patient with all those drivers, kernel edits, security features, modifications, and all that stuff. It's pretty straightforward. Just gotta do it a couple of times, and it should be good. And I understand why someone who is not techie will be frustrated, because I am a techie person. So, and I still got frustrated. So I get it. I totally get it. So after a lot of figuring out, I finally cracked the code with setting up this audio interface. And it takes a lot of learning, and it's actually a learning curve to understand the routing and what goes where and what doesn't. I had to watch like, I don't know, 2 hours of videos to actually figure it out. Finally found one that makes sense. So in another video, I'll be going over everything that I learned about the routing. But once you get that part all sorted out, it's all butter and bread from there. I have my AFX set up. I have my A.in set up. So I have a simple workflow. I have 2 different presets for different type of scenario. If I'm recording 2 guitars, if I'm recording bass, I have my compressor set to the level that I like. I can adjust that on the fly. I have my voiceover set up. I have my A.in coming in for the drums. I have my stereo from the aux box. I have my amp microphone set up permanently. So no matter what my recording scenario is, it's easy and it's fast. And if you're a creator, you know that speed is very important when you have an idea. How long it takes you to get that idea into reality goes a long way. If you have to set up and spend time setting up, putting cables together, patching, you might lose the old vibe of the idea you're trying to record. So that eliminated it. Now, is it worth the price that I paid for it? Now, I got this used. I didn't get a brand new one. Brand new one's going to set you back around $1,400 to $1,500. I paid, this is an open box deal that I found on eBay, directly from Antelope themselves. I sent in an offer for like, $1,000, and they got it. So I got this for a little over $1,000, about $1,100 US dollars, and it's shipped for free, and I have 2 years warranty on it from eBay. So it just makes sense for me. I know a lot of people have reservations about Antelope Audio support and all that, but that has not been my experience. Their support has been very responsive. Even through the routing process, I reached out to support and they responded immediately. So I've not had any of that problem that people have had, or that I myself have had in the past working with this company. So I'm picking this over Universal Audio just because I feel Universal Audio has some sort of closed system, kind of like Apple. I have the aux box, and it does what it does, and it does it well. But Antelope Audio has a more open, and you're able to do more. Basically, think of it as an Android phone that it still does the same thing your iPhone does, but gives you the liberty to take it one step further. And when you're a creative person, you always want that one step further. No disregard to Universal Audio ecosystem. It's perfect. It does what it does well. These were designed by professionals. But in this stage that I'm in, and with the kind of experience I'm gathering, and this learning curve that I'm having more fun with the Antelope Audio system. So yeah, I hope this video has been able to help somebody. And again, you don't have to go all out. You can still buy a smaller audio interface, but find out what works for you in your workflow and what helps your creative process. And that's something that I've discovered over the last couple of months. I have my whole tone here. I have that. I already have that set up going straight into the audio interface. I have my Capture X IR loader going straight into that. I still have my aux box over here going going straight into that, I have two different amps going straight into that as well. I have my drums going all at the same time, so I literally don't have to disconnect and reconnect cables, which is essential to have a smooth workflow, saving more time on setting up and just focusing on creating, which is really important to me. Always remember, it's always a good idea to research and ask questions before making, commitment to any sort of gear whatsoever. It doesn't hurt to ask questions and just find out what someone else is using. This just worked for me. It's cleaner, I have more space on my desk, it's a whole vibe right now, and I can't wait to share more content with you guys. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.